We continue to follow the fallout at Davenport City Hall. News 8 obtained Corri Spiegel's demand letter yesterday that brings forward allegations against former city council members, including former Davenport alderwoman Judith Lee. Tonight, Lee has now responded to those allegations. And Joe McCoy joins us now in studio. So Joe, what are Spiegel's allegations against Alderwoman Lee, and how is Lee responding?
Yeah, Shelby, I spoke extensively on the phone with Judith Lee this morning. We talked about her reaction to Spiegel's demand letter claims alleging Lee, quote, engaged in a persistent effort to defame me, violate my rights, inflict emotional distress, and separate me from my employment.
In her demand letter, Spiegel says Lee allowed an outside party to participate in the completion of her performance evaluation. She then alleges former city attorney Tom Warner advised those charged with the evaluation process oversight to disqualify Lee from further participating in Spiegel's performance evaluations, but Alderwoman Lee was allowed to continue. Spiegel goes on to claim former Alderwoman Lee attempted to cause intentional harm to Spiegel and Tom Warner's employment status, and that the violation of her rights during the evaluation process was not surprising to her. After our discussion, Judith Lee released a statement to News 8 saying in part, quote, Spiegel's letter contains vague, mostly undated allegations of harassment with no documentation or investigations as required by the City of Davenport administrative policy. It goes on to say, I know that Spiegel's allegations against me are vague and untimely, have little to no basis in fact, and provide no evidence as the basis for the excessive benefits and monetary payouts from taxpayer funds to Ms. Spiegel as agreed by Mr. Warner. News 8 has still not heard back from former Davenport mayors Gluba and Klipsch, who Spiegel alleges acted inappropriately.
According to court affidavits, Shelby, Alderman Judith Lee claims she was not given the opportunity to approve or deny the $1.6 million deal. Lee says she was required to sign off on settlement agreements and was never given the documents or asked to review the documents. Shelby.
All right, thanks, Joe. Lee's lawyers reached out to the city for further detail into the allegations, to which they say the city never responded. We're also following a developing lawsuit between Davenport resident Ezra Sidron and the city of Davenport. This afternoon, a judge ruled that the case will continue, even though the demand letter is now public. Sidron filed numerous requests for the demand for the letter, and the city then sued him, saying they are concerned about releasing the demand letter because it's a personal document. The city wants clarity whether demand letters like Spiegel's are public documents under Iowa's open records laws or if it's a confidential record.